So to close out the month, we got another UFC fight card. This time, this one's supposed to be in Vegas. It's gonna be Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns. Uh, it's a good fight, interesting fight. Both guys have heavy hands. They got an eraser for a right hand, as Teddy Atlas would say. Um, they both got a grappling background. Woodley is known for his wrestling, even though he doesn't use it much these days, or at least he didn't as a champion. Uh, Gilbert Burns is known for his jiu-jitsu, a world-class competitor in his own right. Most of his wins, I believe, come from submission, or most of his finishes, rather, come from submission. But let's look at this card. Bogoy Ivanov is going to fight on this card. Mackenzie Dern's coming back since I don't know when. I think hadn't she had only like 2 fights in the UFC so far? I don't know what weight class is at. Whichever weight class Hannah Cyphers is at. I've heard the name. I've probably seen her fight and I just can't remember the fight itself. Caitlin Chukagian is going to fight and Antonia Shevchenko. I'm sure I'm butchering these names, but if I'm not mistaken, she fought Valentina in her last fight. So she's fighting both Shevchenko sisters in a row, pretty much. Tim Elliott's going to be on this card, more than likely at bantamweight, but I haven't seen where the weight classes or the weights for any of these fights. And Louis Smolka is fighting too. Yeah, I say these names because I'm familiar with these names, mostly with these names, or the names that I've said, and I remember some of their fights. But let's go back to Woodley versus Burns. Like I said, both these guys are powerful guys. Uh, that's where their strike. That's what makes them so dangerous on the feet. Is they both have erasers for right hands. Woodley, I was about to say Woodley is probably faster. I actually don't know. I had to do more research on that one. Um, Burns is a tough. He's a pretty tough matchup for Woodley, especially if Woodley fights the way he did as a champion, backing up, looking for the right hand, as a counter puncher. Burns would come forward, but that would also that could also be a dangerous. It's also a dangerous fight for Burns at the end of the day, because he leaves him. He's a bit of a headhunter in terms of striking, well, in terms of boxing, and he leaves openings that Woodley would decimate him for. Uh, but that's one of the questions for me is what Woodley will we see, because the Woodley that was on the road for the title, he didn't always come forward, but he was definitely aggressive. He was definitely aggressive. He looked to make you pay, even if you were backing him up. Josh Koscheck is a prime example of that fight. Even if you were backing Woodley up, he was looking to make you pay when you committed with something. Are we going to get that Woodley, or is that Woodley gone? Either way, both guys are a dangerous matchup for each other. And I'll definitely have a prediction for that fight coming soon. Um, yeah, and thank you for watching this video. Um, if you want to see more content, I got plenty of content on here. I'm gonna keep coming out with it. Uh, Let me know what you think in the comments about this card below. I hope you like and I hope you subscribe, and we'll see you around.